Today we're going to be starting on the tessellation project. So as you would always do, you're going to open up a new document. It's going to be your last name, Tessellation. That's Tessellation. You can have it portrait style, so it would be 7.5 across by 10 down. Then to get started, the first thing we want to do is we're going to go down to our shape tool, get the rectangle, and we're going to hold down Shift and make a square. From that square, we can get our selection tool and click off of it so that it is no longer selected. Go up to Window and open your Layers menu. So come down to Layers and select. So I'm going to change this layer and call it a square. Now I don't want to do anything to this layer. I want it to stay clean. So right in this empty box here, I can click and turn on this lock. This is going to lock that layer. I can't do anything no matter what I try. You'll notice the pencil gives me a no-go symbol. So then I need to create another layer over top. So I'll click create a new layer. And this is going to be my shape. Label it shape. Click OK. Now I need my pencil tool. I'm going to create a line. It should not be a straight line. It should be a crazy curved line from this top corner, and I'll end at the bottom corner. So I'm going to click and do something like that. While it's still selected, we're going to copy that line and paste it. Once I paste it, I'm going to get my selection tool, and I'm going to take this exact same line and I'm going to move it over to this side. Line it up as best I can with the corners of that square and deselect. Now if I were to turn off the square, you would see something that kind of looks like that. Now, still on the shape layer, I'm going to go back and get my pencil tool. I'm going to start at this corner. I'm going to go up, create something like that. While it's still selected, I'm going to copy, Control-C, and paste, Control-V. It's going to create another version of that exact same line. I've gotten my selection tool, and then I'm going to come over and move this right into place. Don't worry if you have some lines that sort of overlap with each other. That's okay. So like right in here. See how these overlap? It's not a big deal. You'll also notice there may be some areas where you're close but not exactly touching. That's okay too. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my square layer, get my selection tool, and click and drag across all of these lines. So when I do that, that's just another way to group my shapes. Now with them all selected and my selection tool, I'm going to right click and come down to join. When I join, that should make this a complete shape. So now I can come down to my fill and I can fill in that entire shape. I'm going to turn off my stroke. So now what I have is just a very simplistic shape. Well, not exactly simplistic. So I want you to change this to any color you want. So we can do that with it selected. I'm going to come over and choose my color, but oops, I changed the stroke and I don't want a stroke on, so I'll turn the stroke off. Come over, select my fill, so my fill's on top, and now I'll try again, and that has changed the color. So what I have is something that's kind of a purple color. So I'm going to click on this shape, and I want to copy and I want to paste it. So I'm going to do Control-C while it's selected, and Control-V to paste it. Now this color should be the opposite of the previous color. So if you look at the color wheel that's in the classroom, you will see that purple is the opposite of yellow, orange is the opposite of blue, and red is the opposite of green. So you decide if you chose a green, this next color should be a red. In my case, I chose a purple, so this next color should be yellow. So with my fill selected, I'll come over and choose my yellow, and then I'm going to get my selection tool and I want to move this right into place so that these two shapes nest with each other. So now that I have these two together, I'm going to use my selection tool and I'm going to drag across both of them so now they're both selected. Let me get my magnifying glass and zoom out. You can also come down here, click on Fit on Screen, and that will zoom out. So now that these two shapes are together, I'm going to take them and put them over here. And what I want to create is a pattern that goes purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow. I need 8 of each color, or sorry, 8 total, 4 of each color going all the way across. So with these two selected, I'll copy and paste. And then I'll bring this up and nest that right in there. If you see any spots where the white is showing through of the paper, just use your arrow keys to just gently nudge these into place. Then once I have these 4, now I'm going to get my selection tool again, select all 4 of these, copy and paste. I can also group these together. If you remember how to do that, you click on one, hold down Shift, click on all the others, right click and group. I'm going to move these so that they're just off the artboard. I don't want to see any white of the artboard showing through. And then I'm going to take these and I'll take that group and nest it right in with the other group. Now I have to check and see, do I see 8 shapes going across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't. So I'm going to use my selection tool, select all of these, and now I'm going to hold down Shift because I don't want to change any of the proportions. And I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. It's okay if the first and the 8th shape go off the page a little bit. That's totally fine. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fabulous. Now I'm going to select this entire row and I'm going to copy, Control C, and paste, Control V. And now for this section, I want to line this up so that I have yellow under purple and purple under yellow. So since I've already copied that once, I can just Control V again and paste. And then I'll take these, I'll line them up, I can nudge them with the cursor keys or the arrow keys. I'll Control V again, get another row, and nudge that in there. Control V. You're going to repeat this process all the way down the paper. When you are finished getting all of these together, and you could also click and drag across 3 rows, 4 rows, copy and paste, and bring that down and line up your yellow under your purple and vice versa. Now I need one more row. So I'll select this row, copy, Control C, paste, Control V. Line up my purples and my yellows. And now I know I need one yellow over here. So I'm just going to click that yellow, copy, and paste it. Grab it and stick it right in there. Nudge it into place. Nudge those. And then I need these purples. So even though these purples are grouped together, I can right click and I can ungroup, select off of them, and now I can take this purple and just move it over to this side. Same thing here. I'll ungroup, click off, click that single purple, put it back over here, and nudge it into place. So what I have is a replicating pattern. Even though it goes off of my page, that is perfectly fine. That's exactly how I want it to be. If you would like to take any of these shapes and incorporate a gradient into them, you want to break them up into pieces, you can absolutely do that. I'll take this one, put it over here, and there you have your tessellation.